Alrighty. Anyway, so as the cameras pan over the smog-filled city, let's introduce our characters, starting with Thomas.
You see a average sized gnome, good 3 feet 2 inches of pure thoughtfulness and wisdom. He has a purplish orange with orange highlight beard flowing fully down his chest, and the rest of his head is shaved bald. He has a symbol of Nephis tattooed on his forehead, or top of his head actually, and a symbol of Nephis hanging from his neck. Other than that, he's dressed fairly plainly. He has a backpack full of all of his kit, his supplies, and hanging from his belt are accoutrement of tools used for the medicine, because you know that he is works tirelessly to try to keep everybody up on the field.
All right, fabulous. And how did Thomas get wrapped up in the Golden Heron Company?
He, uh, from a young age, Thomas has really just been drawn to magic. But then talking with his family, talking with the people around, he realized a good way to help is with all the like sort of violence and danger that have sprung up recent times, that he can do his best part in trying to protect the others around. Then maybe you can also at the same time hopefully find some more magical lost history.
I guarantee it. Excellent. Next up, we have Sun Heaven's Hammer.
Um, Gamwei Hong, Sun, also known as Sun Heaven's Hammer, is a giant of a man. He's 7 foot tall orc who's just like rotund, like just a huge belly, um, and is a noble and a poet of a wealthy merchant family, I should say, and a poet and a scholar. And the fact that the world is turned and we are supposed to now be learning the battle instincts of our ancestors past is, of course, he is studied in the hallowed halls of his father's mansion, and he knows he is truly a mighty hero, but that he should have to be out here slogging it through the mud or whatever, and fighting alongside commoners and with the riffraff or after a bandit king is a little beneath him. But his father basically said to get the hell over himself and get out there, or he'd be so ashamed he would disown him. So he's here, gracing the world with his might and his extremely powerful Sun Heaven's Hammer technique.
All right, fabulous. What class is Sun?
He's a he's a magus, and of forget what it's called, of the Iron Way or something like that.
Inexorable Iron.
Inexorable iron, yeah. So if we've presumably like done combat together at this point, you would know he's got a his spell sword technique, which I'm still getting familiar with, but basically he can walk up and smash someone with a hammer and also hit them with a spell at the same time, which he tends to use. What are the ones he on? Produce flame. He tends to basically hit people with a hammer and light them on fire at the same time with this Sun Heaven's Hammer technique. But when they need to be tactical in some ways, he can also kind of do Tanglefoot with that, which means he can kind of reap them to the ground. I think on a really good hit, that makes them become flat-footed. And he can enchant his weapon to more powerful, and that tends to be. He doesn't really. He presents himself when not on the battlefield as very much like a scholarly type. He likes to read, likes to write, and he presents himself as having like powerful strikes so good that they turn ablaze. He doesn't really talk or act like a mage, even though, like, when pressed, you'll see that he's like studying in a book to learn these techniques better. But yeah, he just sort of acts like it's the sheer power and amazingness that lets his hammer light on fire and stuff.
Got you. There's a RPG I was thinking about running one time. I think it was some kind of like martial arts based RPG, and someone on a forum one time asked a question that was like, "Is there magic in this RPG?" And someone was like, "There is no magic, but there is martial arts so advanced that's indistinguishable from magic." So,
Right?
to me, that's Sun style.
Yeah, that's a little how I play him. So like the Magus is an intelligence based caster and has like a spell book and stuff like that. But sort of how I picture it is he's got his book of like martial arts techniques and some of those shoot out flaming projectiles and stuff like that, and they're learned things that he has to like focus on. But he very much views it as a martial study that it produces amazing and magical effects, not like a spell cast. I mean, he kind of knows however it would make sense in this world, he knows what it actually is, but it's sort of just how his personal view of it is.
Gotcha. Yeah, I love that. All right, next we have Wing.
Yeah.
Ditched
Wing,
ditched Billy Bones, huh?
well, Wang got two, and that's King Bones, or King Bones,
No.
and
Nice.
and yeah. So when you first see him, he's probably laying in a corner and just looks like a stack of bones. And as you approach, he'll pop up and jovially and excitedly introduce himself. And he's a relatively happy-go-lucky pile of bones, and he wanders around with his friend Skelly, who is also a pile of bones. And in combat, he tends to hide behind the larger walking skeleton, and seems to cast some spells. Whenever somebody's casting more of the holy type of spells, he likes to step away, keep away from everyone for that. But friendly, happy-go-lucky skeleton. That's King Bones.
All right, thank you very much. And then we have Ikio.
Yeah, Ekio. Let's see. Ekio is your favorite, very quiet Tengu. Not much of a talker. Usually just kind of runs around and finds something to climb and leap off of all the time. He grew up as an acrobat in the circus, traveled around the region quite a bit, and was eventually, I guess, trained as a rogue, but decided to bring his skills instead to his church, the Church of Kofusashi. Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah. And so his holy mission is to make sure that wealth is balanced, in that people are not too wealthy while the people are going hungry in towns and things like that. In which case he will break in and steal the things and give all that wealth out. Other than that, he walks around with a lot of sake that he loves to give out to everybody, because that's the other mission. Keep people happy. So he's all about the community, but you definitely know he's a little shy. He's not the face of the party or anything. He walks around with a big white and gold cloak that is usually dusty from rolling around on the ground.
Great. And how did he come to be to join the Golden Heron Company?
Oh, I mean, even though I work for the Church of Kofusashi, I mean, that's not like a huge church or anything. It's not like I have active rules or goals, so I just needed to find something to do that would let me travel and keep building my combat skills, because this job is hard.
Gotcha. All right, fabulous. And how did Wing join the Golden Heron Company?
Well, somebody in the Golden Herring Company found his chest that he was traveling in, and whenever they let him out, he thought it seemed like a good enough idea to poke around with the company, and and it's been however long.
Alrighty. Which of
He
you
doesn't keep
players
track of
want to
that.
volunteer for that?
I mean, if there's sake involved, maybe Ikio is the one who found me.
All right. It is
I
done.
can't see my character going, "Oh, skeleton, come on in."
Fair enough. All right.
Sorry, I volunteered you, Rich.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's a pretty easy one. Give out sake all the time.
Just goes right through him, man.
I know. That makes it really easy. I don't have to buy more. I just have to catch it before it hits the ground.
You're handing out sake. Son's Heaven's Hammer will definitely partake. He is a fan of the feasting and the drinking.
Excellent.
There's probably some kind of contraption in King Bone's rib cage that captures fluids.
Oh, wow.
Fascinating.
Just so you can have it again, or
Yeah, drinks everyone under the table,
yeah, nice.
and then resells it.
You got a hollow leg.
Among other hollow body parts.
Perfect. And so these are the heroes, or heroes in question that are walking up the road to Zushui this fine day. You arrive at Zhuzhui and are surprised to find that the skeletons of the city skyline are not the burnout husks of buildings or repair work being done on broken temples or attacked settlements, but new developments, scaffolding for bigger and more ambitious edifices. The air is choked with smoke, the streets are choked with people. Verve and ambition and opportunity lay everywhere, calling for those with the right means to seek them out. As you guys enter the city wastes no time in revealing its ambitions to you, the players. Because as you walk through the front gates, immediately you are thrown into a market where all sorts of goods are waved at you and shown out. You guys, with just a gaze of your eyes, can see that many of these products and goods are mass-produced in the workshops that clutter Jujui's streets and back alleys. And as such, all level 1 items purchased in this city are 10% 10% off. Woohoo. And they have items up to level 5. If anybody stumbles on money, there you go.
Okay.
But as you guys arrive here, you put your hands on your hips and you breathe in deeply the smell of industry and begin your mission. So you guys have been traveling for a while, so you might want to secure a place to sleep for the night, or you might just want to dive in on your mission and see if you can start finding heroes. What sounds good to the group?
What time of day is it?
It's 11 o'clock. 11:13. It'd be crazy if you arrived on the dime.
So still morning.
Yes.
Gotcha.
That's what everybody's thinking when they see you guys just chugging down the sake.
Like, it's brunch, it's fine.
Right?
We had oranges.
Gosh, how are we going to do this? Do we have a plan to find heroes? Are we just going to go talk to people and ask for the nearest hero, or?
Well, yeah, that's that's part of the adventure. What sort of heroes are you seeking out?
Yeah.
Do you have any tests that you guys have that you want to use as the hallmark of what a hero should be able to pass? What do you guys think?
Throw a copper piece on the ground and see if they don't pick it up.
Wait, heroes don't collect money?
Heroes, no copper
Wait.
pieces aren't worth it.
Did somebody say there was a copper piece on the ground? Where?
How big does this town seem?
This is a large and growing city. This is
Large and growing city.
this is one
Okay.
of the larger cities in the country.
Gotcha. So I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Are there any local dojos we could recruit from?
Oh.
yeah, that or I was thinking like taverns where adventurers might be. A place people gather would be a good starting spot, at least to
Yeah, if you
message
want to.
out.
If you want to go to a local tea house and see if any people have known over there, you can start with that.
Dojo's a good idea too, or any other kind of training grounds. What are you guys thinking?
I love the dojo idea.
Yeah.
I could ask the guard.
Is there a guard of the town nearby?
Yeah. So usually has lots of guards in it. It's a large city, and their police force is all kind of remnants of when they were a large temple city. So they have a lot of temple guards that act as peacekeepers on the streets. So you know.
Son Hammer will walk up to the nearest one and be like, "You there, tiny guard. Does your town have a mighty dojo where we might seek great warriors to join our cause?"
And he says, "Oh well, if you're looking for dojos, there's none finer than the Pig's Fist on the 3rd level."
Son Heaven's Hammer gives a doubtful look at the name Pig Fist.
Jujui
so
means
kind of-
the pig's mouth.
So kind of looking around, each of these temples kind of has their guard, and it's assumed everyone thinks their martial artists are the best, right? So I suppose we just kind of start at one and find the best, or maybe we can arrange a tournament. Wait, do we have any money?
Yeah. There's that. There's also the what are we even looking for? Looking for
Guard, what is your
stalwart.
name?
My name's Lance.
Lance, are you aware that pigs have hooves and cannot make a fist?
Oh, I'm scared of pigs.
That's
I'm
what
scared of
makes their
pigs.
style so impressive.
I see. Their hands are as strong as a hoof, huh?
What?
Yes.
I will seek out this pig's hoof dojo. Thank you, Lance.
Of course. Anything, sir. Anything.
Son Heaven's Hammer walks back over and says, "Well, I recommend we start at this dojo. But if you prefer to go to tea, I'm always happy to drink."
King Bones looks over to Ikkyo. I think we got the drinks with us, so let's go.
True. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go get one of these fabled fighters.
All right. So with that, you guys venture into the belly of Jushui. And as we're doing that, everybody can make a society roll as you're kind of listening on conversations, and except for King Bones, who has no ears.
Hears it through vibration
That's right.
in his feet.
How's it feel, Richard?
Feels great.
You're the brick of this party. Yeah, so Ikkyo's he's a rogue. He's used to listening in on things. So as you're listening in on this conversation, you'll learn a little bit extra about the city of Jushui. It is governed by Governor Choi. Governor Choi he's of the merchant class, and basically when the turmoil of the recent years began, he invested a sizable portion of his money into building a mercenary army. And at some point, Jushui came under attack by a bandit king known as the Boar King, and Governor Choi had his mercenaries disband the bandits, and the Council of Elders were so grateful for his work that he was assigned the governorship of Jushui. And that's kind of why the merchant class is so prosperous in this particular city, where it's not as much in others, is because the governor is particularly favorable to them. And the other thing of note, that at the center of the city is the Temple of the Supreme Ancestor. And that's actually, the governor has moved into it. And this would shock and disgust anybody in Tianjin, except that he has, with his own private funds, agreed to build a even grander temple in one of the new districts of the city. So just an insight into his ego.
Interesting. Is that temple tied to any deity in particular, or is it just a
So it's tied to an ancestor. So it's the Azada, which is one of the good celestials that came down and founded Tianjin.
Gotcha.
So it's like one of and the celestials, like the reason everybody in this is Asimar is because they had lots of children. So it's like the founding member of like a big family line in this area that the temple's dedicated
Gotcha. Is Choi part of that family line?
to. No, he's not. He's just a normal human. But there we go.
Is that one of the family lines that we could have been a part of?
No, this is a separate Azada than the one you could be a part of.
Okay. None of us have to view this as an insult to our ancestors.
No. No
Just
one's...
someone else's ancestors.
Yeah. This is these losers. It's the people with the pig features. So as you guys are walking towards the Pig's Hoof dojo in order to make your, make your first challenge and see if there's a worthy martial artist there, there's kind of a commotion coming up from behind you. As people are like, "Oh, it's him!" and the pathway kind of clears, and you guys see some temple guards kind of brush past you, and they're like doing crowd control and moving everybody apart. And at this point, which among you has the highest charisma? Yeah, this is gonna be.
I have a 12.
I have an 18.
Ooh, there you go.
10.
You over here.
I have to be charismatic, otherwise dogs would run away with parts of me.
All right, well, this one's unexpected for me when I wrote this adventure, but very fun anyway. So at this point, you guys see a carriage a carriage pulls up next to you guys, and it's kind of got blinds on it that keep you from seeing who's inside the carriage. It is not pulled by horses or anything like that. There's a large metal ball that is kind of latched to this carriage, and it's just like moving silently forward. And as this carriage pulls up to you, the blinds open up, and inside you see a beautiful boy, a beautiful young man. Picture. Enhance.
Computer, enhance.
And dance, I'm out here.
So the blinds open up, and you see a beautiful boy with hair bleached blonde. Opens it up, and he looks at Wang with sparkles in his eyes, and he says, "It's your lucky day, beautiful," he says in a sweet voice. The doors,
Always my lucky day.
The doors to paradise have been opened to you. And he says, "I am the son of the Governor Choi, and I wish to extend my hand to you to welcome you into my harem and take you away to the palace to where you may live in luxury for all your days."
Oh, well, I find that most tempting. I've wanted to live a life of luxury. Oh, but sadly, I must figure out who I am. As you see, I no longer have my flesh, and I'm wondering who took it. So that is the journey I must complete.
And he gives a pouty face, and he says, "Oh, I understand. He says, it'll be a shame to see such," he rubs his chin, "such beautifully bleached bones covered once more in flesh, but, you must do what you must do."
Oh, I never said I wanted the flesh back. I just wanted to know who took it.
He says, "Oh."
Sun Heaven's hammer storms over and gets in this young man's face and says, "Who are you?"
So as you do approach this, you see the guards kind of moving into not intercept you necessarily, but get.
Hold on, Sunzi. I saw him first.
This man would dare to make such an offer to, well, no offense, King, but someone who doesn't even have flesh when this is so obviously on offer, and he sort of gestures to his whole body. It is an insult and an outrage.
Yeah.
Bones grabs one of his hands, or uses one of his hands to grab his other forearm, and he yanks his hand off. He says, "Ah, you got it, Sunzi. Here, let me give you a hand with that."
He says, Son Heavens never looks down and shakes his head at King Bones. This is no time for your jokes. I have been insulted.
Oh, Sunzi.
The young man smiles and he says, "Oh, well, yeah, I mean no offense to you, but I already have an orc." He's like, "I don't have a walking, talking skeleton." And as this conversation is going on, I'll let Thomas and Ekio make a perception roll.
Will do. I shall perceive not much.
I'll proceed.
Okay. So as Thomas is perceiving, you notice two individuals of note besides the young man. You see this lady right here. In the carriage with him is a young lady with red hair, older than him, and she appears to be one of his like bodyguards or something like that. But you can tell that she's probably of a higher station if she's like actually riding in the carriage with him. And then you also notice this third fellow. Oh wait, this is a handout. My apologies. Well, there you go. The third fellow that kind of has his hands on his swords and is moving closer to Sun Heaven's hammer. Obviously, if things escalate. And Thomas can perceive just from like the way he's standing, you're like, this dude is like bad news. You can tell that he's like several levels higher than you guys.
I'll go and pat my hand on, I guess, Son's calf. And say, yes, you're quite impressive. But maybe now's not the time.
And why do you say that, Thomas?
Because we are on a mission, and I don't think it's to become a member of a harem. So maybe we should move on.
Well, I don't have any intention to become a member of a harem either, but it's rude not to offer one such as beautiful as I.
Are you saying that I'm not beautiful?
Oh, you're lovely.
I know. That's what I thought.
And
Sunzi doesn't think I'm pretty anymore after the sweet things he said to me last night.
Let us work towards the good of the Golden Company, please, not just for ourselves.
And
Very well.
And with this, the young man, he shrugs his shoulders. He says, "Okay, very well." And he says, "Well, I suppose if you won't be going with me, you'll need this." And he tosses his hand in the air outside the carriage, and like a spray of gold coins go flying into the air, and everybody in the crowd goes woo, and they start going for it. And with that, the carriage silently continues rolling on. If anybody wants to go for the gold coins, it'll be a reflex roll.
Oh, of course.
Son does not do.
Too much pride.
That's right. He could really use the money, but he's got too much pride.
Ekio says shiny.
King Bones won't, but the other quiet skeleton that's walking around with him will.
Okay. The ugly skeleton. Alrighty. So with that, that's a success for our other skeleton and a critical for Ekio. So you, Justin may roll a d6, and Ekio may roll 2d6. Excellent. Excellent. So you guys gained that many gold coins.
Ooh. They're just throwing money away here.
This city rocks.
At any point, did my character notice this warrior type walking up on him, or did he just read that guy as another guard?
Oh, now that the confrontation's over, if you want to, do some reverse cognition and think about the situation, you can roll a perception.
Okay.
It's going to be a little higher than it was at the time.
Sure.
You're too busy smacking your belly.
Yeah. I am not the most perceptive, so we'll see if I get lucky. Pretty good roll. I don't know if it's enough.
Allow me to check. I'm afraid that's not enough.
All right. Well, then, my character is unconcerned. That's warriors.
Blissfully ignorant.
Sure. Shall we continue on to the dojo then?
I didn't even notice those two. I was too busy talking to Boy.
Perfect. All right, so with this, you guys travel for a little bit, get some directions, and you travel up to the third tier of the city. And indeed, you guys find a mighty dojo that in the front of it has a boar proudly raising its head with tusks of jade wrapped in bands of gold. And from outside the building, you guys can hear "Hua! Hua! Hua!" as people are running through their katas.
If it becomes relevant at any point too, for because my character's a bit full of himself, he has a pack horse that he's also leading that has his stuff on it. He's not like carrying it on his own back.
Perfect.
It's well trained, so he can like leave it aside for a second. But if there's he'll tie it outside. But just to be aware that's with him if that becomes an issue.
Gotcha. When there's a really big bird, I know what to pick up now. All right, so how are you guys going to tackle the Boar's Fist dojo?
Knocking on the door?
I'm not sure they have butlers.
If King Bones knocks gently on the door, Son Heaven's Hammer will look down at him somewhat confusedly and then throw the doors open.
All right.
Ah, that is one way to do it.
Someone's going to get challenged to single combat. This is going to be great.
What's the name of our mercenary company again?
The Golden Heron.
Golden Heron.
Golden Heron. Yeah. So he'll throw open the doors and at first just see if that gets like any attention. Do people quiet down and look towards the doors, or did no one even care or notice?
Yeah, you see inside there's a classic martial arts dojo. There's about 24 students from 12 to 30 that are crouched down doing basic kata, and there's a more wizened, grizzled old man with a scruff and his hair in a ponytail that he's got his hands behind his backs, and he's counting out the steps, but everybody comes to a stop, and he's tells everybody to go to attention, so everybody stands up and snaps their hands against their thighs as he turns towards you, and he's like, "What's the meaning of barging into my dojo at this without announcement?"
He says, what do you say? He said, "Greetings, mighty," whatever the word for, I don't want to use sensei. What's the word? What do they call teachers in dojos here?
Sifu?
Sifu? Okay. "Greetings, mighty Sifu. You stand in the presence of Son Heaven's Hammer, representative of the Golden Heron Company. We seek any of your warriors brave enough to join us in a quest to defeat the mighty bandit queen who is plaguing the region."
And you see many students go, "Oh," and kind of murmur with interest at this assignment. And so the leader of the dojo will approach you, and he's got his hands behind his back as he looks up at you. He says, "I may have a few students of skill enough to give on loan to you. What are the details of the quest?"
Do we know the details of the quest?
We are looking for the mightiest warriors in town to bring our band of mighty adventurers to Seven to take down the queen of the bandits. That's the details.
Do we know where she is?
Somewhere.
Yeah.
So you guys are
Yeah,
going to
the
the
company
northern.
knows.
Sorry, go ahead, Thomas.
Oh yeah, I was just going to explain to them.
Yeah,
As he's
please,
confused.
please.
Yeah, no. Remember, we are going to the village. We're not actually going to the queen. The rest of our company is doing that.
We are
Oh.
heroically blocking the retreat of the Bandit Queen. Right?
Well,
That's
Yeah.
right.
but obviously our mighty company will defeat her forces and rout her, so we will be the stopgap that puts an end to her scourge.
Oh, for sure, we will be needed.
I did not pay attention that much to the plan, so trust them.
He says, "Well, this does sound like a noble calling," and he'll call out 3 names, and three fine, strapping young individuals will come up before you and take a bow. And he says, "These are my 3 finest students. Feel free to inspect them to see if they meet the high standards of your quest."
Well, Sunzi, I think you're in charge of this. You have opinions about warriors.
Sure, of course. Trying to think of what would be a good, what would be like a reasonable procedure for warriors. I mean, like unarmed combat, or like just a strength test, or
Yeah, it's whatever.
Does he
However,
have any
Sun gauges the merit of a warrior.
okay. He will take out his giant maul and sort of just set it aside and lean against it and say, he will point at the first one and says, "What is your name, student?"
Hachi.
Hachi. Strike your best blow.
Oh, golly.
All right, and he'll
I start to get my healing stuff ready.
he'll drop into boar stance, and he'll just go Kia, and he'll make a blow towards you, but can't even make your AC. It just rumbles against your belly. Does no damage to you.
I see.
Ekio walks up to that one and just pushes them away, like, go sit down.
He hangs his head in shame and slinks away.
Points to the next one. What is your
Ichiro.
what is your preferred weapon?
I am trained in the bow staff.
Bow staff. Excellent. Pick up your bow staff and strike your best blow.
All right, he gets the bow staff, does a spin with it, and then he comes and he's gonna smack you across the head with it, and connects with your head, and the bow staff just breaks against the hard head of Sun Heaven's hammer.
So no damage at all.
No damage, no.
Um,
And everybody's like, whoa, 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 whoa. They murmur.
You should go sit down.
Oh, go sit down. Go sit.
He goes and sits down.
And what is your name, student?
My name is Doji. She says,
Oh shit. Goji. What is your preferred weapon?
she says, I am able to project ki from my body and attack people from afar.
Ooh.
I see. Well then, use your ki to strike your best blow against me.
All right, she stands back and she gets in a stance and she has her hands together and she starts charging it up, and guys are like, energy starts like coming around here. The sky darkens, clouds build up as she has like all this energy that she's summoning. And you guys are like, oh, and it flashes to everybody's face, and they have sweat dripping down their face, and like, oh my gosh, here it comes. And she's like, ah. Everyone's like, okay, all right, it's coming, here we go. And then like, just like a cue card comes up that says 10 minutes later, and she's still like gathering up the energy on it.
Ekio
If it's been
steps
10
back.
minutes,
Steps
I
back.
call knowledge on what she's doing.
yeah, you can.
Which one? would
While
be-
while
Like
she's
Arcana.
charging up, go ahead.
Okay. So she's she is building up for a key blast. From your gathering is probably gonna be a pretty decent one, but she's still a novice in harnessing her life force, so it's taken her a long time to get out what what should be a good blow.
It just
I see.
Tom would just be like curious.
It has been longer. It has been several combat rounds, and she has still not been able to strike yet.
That's right, yeah.
All right.
While she's doing that, Wang is setting up, like, he has a game board that he's pulled out of one of his packs, and he's setting it up on the ground, and he's laying like white chips and black chips on certain spots.
Gotcha.
While she's gathering up this energy, Sun Heaven's Hammer glances over at the Sifu and says, "Sifu, do your students actually spar, or do they just practice against the air?"
He says, "Oh yes, of course they spar against each other," and he
I see.
at this point he like
Get some boy here, Goji, or should I go?
well, let's see what she got. She misses. All right, she like a energy projection of a giant boar comes rampaging towards you, but Sun, I don't know how do you disarm it? I suppose it's like a 10-foot tall boar just like barrels towards you. It's shaking the foundation as it comes at you.
Well, if it's something he can deflect, then yeah, he would just he has a giant hammer. He would just knock it upside the head and out of the way with his hammer. Would be a deflection.
All right, yeah, sweet. You do, yeah. The boar like pauses as his neck is craned back for a second, and then like a popping balloon, it just, and everybody's geese and hair just is tousled in the wind as all the go pieces go flying off of Wang's board as the board dissipates.
Oh, I don't think
Oji, that was a looked like it might have been a mighty blow if it had connected, but it took you far too long. You have potential, of course. You are credit to your teacher, but I believe more training to do before you are ready for a mission such as this.
I was almost done setting up the second task for any warriors. It doesn't seem like anyone here is going to pass. Ugh. And he starts wandering around trying to collect all his go pieces.
At this point, the Sifu, he blows steam out his nose. He says, "You lot have some nerve coming into my dojo," which is service students of this city for 100 years and acting like our techniques are nothing. And he's like, "For the sake of the honor of my students, I will come up to your challenge."
Okay, there we go.
Will you join us in the mission and help defeat the Bandit Queen if you pass the challenge?
Yes, I will.
All right, then strike your blow.
All right. He
Ooh! And he starts setting up the go board again.
takes a step back. He stomps his foot into the ground. The wood underneath it shatters as he does a quick thrust forward, and he connects with you, and we hear just like cracking. And everybody's like, "Oh, Son's Heaven's Hammer, no!" And the scene just cuts to the Sifu having his arm wrapped up in a bandage.
Oh.
No worthy warriors in the Pig's Fist Dojo.
We're gonna go to the tea house now.
Yeah.
It was a good idea.
As he leaves, Sun Heaven's Hammer says, observing your techniques, you can obviously create great beauty with your art, but these times are becoming more and more trouble, and your art is in need of further battle testing. Good luck to you all. He sort of strides out. Jeez.
Alrighty.
Told them
As
this.
as Wang is walking out, he calls ahead to Sun Heaven's Hammer. He says, "Hey, Sunzi, this place didn't seem so good. Let's go to the tea house."
Yes, I could use a drink.
And as you leave, just everybody in the dojo just has their head on the ground and is crying. Alright. So as you guys leave the dojo and are heading towards the tea house to, find a secure place for rest for the night, you hear the wailing of a baby and of a mother from a nearby road. And as this wailing is happening, some citizens kind of push past you and they're like, "He's gone crazy, he's taking a baby hostage," and they're all pushing past you to see what's going on.
I'm also
I'm
gonna
going
go
that
see
way.
who took
I
us
go
to
help the baby.
hostage.
Yeah.
So as that happens, you guys come upon a scene. So as you guys walk into the alleyway where you guys are, there is a woman on her knees. She's standing before a pair of temple guards, and she's crying, she's sobbing. She's like, "Please, you have to do something. He has my child." And the camera zooms over to a dude that's in a window, and this guy has a knife, and he's like standing out the window with a baby in his hands, and he's like, all I want is some food. I'm the one that killed the Boar King, and these these thankless merchants are letting me starve to death. Someone, help me. The baby doesn't have to get hurt." And sorry, you guys can make a society or underworld roll.
Society or what?
Does underworld exist in this game?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
Not underworld.
Underwear.
Excellent. I shall remove that from the text. What is this? Yeah, I guess society.
Yeah. Yeah, unless there was a lore, I suppose.
So Bones, Ikkyo, let me see how that 14's treating you. Okay, so Ekkyo and Bones, you guys both recognize that from the gossip that Ekkyo provided you earlier. The Boar King was the bandit king of this area some years ago, until the governor and his band of mercenaries took over. This guy right here was one of those mercenaries that killed the bandit king. But apparently his star has not arisen quite as far as the governor himself. And as you guys come upon the scene, you notice we can roll perception as well. Okay. Excellent. Sun and Bones, as you guys are coming upon the scene, of course, the first instinct, you guys are like, "Oh, we have to save a child." And you guys are not alone in this feeling. You see that there are two individuals that are kind of making an attempt at it as well. You see, not too far to the side, like kind of behind the crowd, there's a man that is he's bowed down on the ground, and he is presently like shaving his head. As a peasant boy kind of like, whoa, excuse me, kind of pushes through you, and he gives a bowl of rice to this guy that's shaving his head. And then you can see at the forefront of the crowd, there's a dude that is slightly shorter than Son Heaven's Hammer. He's got a big Nodachi over his shoulder. And he's screaming at the guy behind the window, and he's like, bastard, come out here and I'll kill you myself. And he's trying to charge forward to save the child, but there's like a bunch of concerned citizens that are wrapped around his waist and his legs. They're like, no, please, you're gonna get the baby killed. And this guy's like shouting, making a big deal of it. So this is kind of the scene that you guys come in on. What would you guys like to do?
I want to try to calm him down, talking, but who cares what everybody else thinks?
I think Sun's immediate response is to like, because he grabbed his baby and said, "I'm starving," and he's just confused. Is wait, you foul creature, are you intending to eat the baby?
No, you idiot! I'm holding it hostage. Someone bring me some
You are
food.
disgusting. So, yeah, Sun's just yelling at him angrily about how disgusting it is. He's a baby eater.
Who was it that he said he killed?
The Boar King.
The Boar King.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how we can get this guy to join us, but he also is threatening a baby, so I don't know if we want to.
Yeah. How tall is the building? Oh, sorry.
Oh, there's Bones walks up to him, arms, out to his side. He says, "Hey, buddy, I'll buy you some lunch if you tell me the story of you defeating the Boar King. Just put that baby down."
Okay, so for Eco, it's just you can tell this is like a peasant's house.
Oh, okay. I thought it was up on a balcony or something. Okay.
No, he's like there's like a window in the house. You can tell just from the scene that he's like a thief that broke into the house and took the child hostage and was demanding food from the parents. So Bones, you're so there's like the crowd and there's a space between the window. So you want to like break free from the crowd and approach the window.
Yep.
Okay, sweet. And before it happens, Ekia, what were you about to say?
I was going to say I'm going to go break into the house then. I go sneak up on this guy from behind.
Okay. As soon as Bones breaks ranks from between the crowd, you like step forward, and the guy takes a look at you. That you're a skeleton, and he sees that you like have no food presented to him. You see, him like freak out and go to attack the child. So at this point, everybody makes an athletics roll. Everybody who wants to.
Athletics?
Athletics, yeah.
Yeah.
As suddenly it just becomes a sprint to
Oh my god!
Hey!
Nice.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. In slow motion, we see the knife start to like go towards the child. Everybody's like, "Oh my god!" and they like rush forward. This big guy that the crowd was holding back, he gets enough energy and he throws the people off of him. He's got like people dragging on his legs, so everybody runs forward. But mightiest of all, the mighty Thomas, he reaches the bandit first. So
okay, I was just trying to like cast a spell on him.
oh yeah, no, if that's how you want to flavor it, go ahead.
Yeah, no, he's going for a baby there, so yeah, there's no way I could physically stop him. I'm going to magic missile him with 3 actions if I can.
Yeah, no problem. So you so you're able to do that. You like pew, 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 unerringly manage to get this guy, and he just like is blasted out, and we see how do you do it in a way that the baby's gonna be not gonna drop?
Yeah. Well, everybody else is rushing for it. Sure, one.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So you manage to pew 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 shoot 3 unerring magic missiles to the guy. He's like, do it. And he's done for. And the baby like, mwah, flies up into the sky. We see the big guy run forward and get the baby. He catches it. And he's like, ha, yeah! And he's like, you can tell he was like 2 seconds away from football spiking the baby. But then he like remembers himself. He's like, oh.
Yeah, buddy, that's a baby.
And the mom runs forward and she's like, and she throws himself at her feet. And she's like, thank you so much for saving him. Thank you so much. And the big guy gets really coy and he blushes and he scratches his chin. He's like, oh, it was nothing. Everybody everybody's surrounding him. They're like, he did it. He saved the baby, him by himself.
Whatever.
And
I don't want this one.
the guards suddenly like run in and arrest the knocked out bandit.
I applaud him for saving the child. I start clapping, and it's it's an uncomfortable sounding clap as it's bones slapping against bones, but he's joining in the cheering. He wants to have fun. He's part of the fun.
We're here to party. And at this, Thomas, the guy that was shaving his head by the corner, he says, you know the good deed that you performed. That's all that matters. And he offers you a bowl of rice.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And he says, so what brings an interesting gaggle of characters like you to Jujuy?
We're here with the Golden Heron Company. We're going to root out Bandit Queen, and we're just trying to find some people to aid us.
What was that last part? Find some people to what?
To aid us.
Oh, I thought you said to pay us, and I was like, huh, interesting. This is the guy I was talking to you. Pre-shaved head, unfortunately.
We've been sort of striking out, trying to find people who we think can safely help and not hurt themselves.
And he nods his head. He says, assembling the right crew is a difficult job indeed. And he shifts his gaze over towards the big guy in the middle of the crowd, and he says, well, this advice is for free. Avoid that one. So the braggarts are very, very rarely men of merit.
How about yourself? What do you do around here?
He says, "Oh, I'm in a transitory position in my life," and he rubs his bald head, and he's like, "I think perhaps it was destiny that I shaved my head today. I think it's time for me to give up the life of a warrior and become a monk."
Well, you can see here, I have a bald head as well, and I'm still pursuing a career as a warrior. I don't know if you have any skills or any inclination that you'd like to hit the trail with us.
And he kind of looks bashful for a second, and he's like, I've been a part of many wars since the rising tumult, and always on the losing side. I think it's better to not bother with a loser like me. And he'll give a bow. He says, "Bye. I wish you all the luck on your journey." And he'll hold his hand out for a handshake.
Yeah, I'll shake his hand.
My name is Shimada.
Well, thank you. I hope things work out well for you.
Thank you. And with that, he'll tuck his hands in his pockets and wander off.
Who was that fella you're chatting with?
So his name was Shimada. He was a warrior who hasn't had a lot of success, so he's going to look for another career. I told him about our mission, and he didn't seem interested.
And at hearing the name Shimada, you guys can make a society roll.
No idea.
Yeah, who knows? Was that 16 for this roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not sure where Bones heard this, but you do know that Shimada was the name of a general for Tianjin at the start of the tumult. He was one of the first temple guards that was like, oh, we need to start having an organized army to fend off some of these people. And you also know that he lost every conflict that he was in and was not a general for long. So.
Yeah. So King Bones, he'll make his way up to him as he starts walking away. He says, "Oh, excuse me. Are you the general? Or I guess former general?"
And he'll look bashful once again, and he says, "To the chagrin of all my men and allies, yes."
And so you're, instead of trying to go and make up for your losses and prove at the very end you're a winner, you're going to quit and become a monk? That seems like a great idea. Can I quit what I'm doing and be a monk? I don't really need to know who killed me. This sounds much more fun. Let's be losers. And he smiles really wide.
All right, what are you rolling on this?
Let's see. Either diplomacy or deception. Either one. Like, he's doing trying to do the reverse engineer thing, right? But yeah, so
I think it's bold and obvious enough that it's going to be diplomacy.
15 feels about as average.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less.
He'll kind of put his hands on his hips and he says, "Well, engaging in combat for the sake of my own ego is not a good cause." He says, "What is it exactly that's so so desperately at stake you'd come to me?"
What? No, we're gonna go be monks. It's about proving your self-worth to yourself. I mean, if you can prove that by sitting in a temple, eating rice, and being quiet all the time, that's great. I mean, you were a general and a warrior. You failed at that, so let's go fail at being monks, too. Woo! Let's go. I'm ready.
Can any of us step in?
Yeah, sure.
I'm eating popcorn.
So, wait, Shimada, you were a general in the military?
Yes, I was the captain of a guard for a temple, and when it came under attack from a rogue army from Lunghua, I was one of the first people to organize a force to repel them.
I mean, in the end, I don't know much about the history here. In the end, were we successful in repelling? Or are we still like under invasion or lost?
Yeah, after like 40 hard fought years, Tianjin has managed to secure all their borders and drive out the bandits, except for the one that you're after right now.
So maybe this might be good for you to know that we're looking to put a capstone on what began all those years ago. Our quest is to stop the last bandit, the bandit queen. Wouldn't you like to just have that last success with us?
That is a really good tactic, and I'll say at that you can see something switch on in him, and he'll say, "I suppose the life of a monk can wait for one more battle." He says, "Very well. I will start for what I finished. I will finish what I started."
Like a wise man.
Boring. But okay. Let's go do this thing. And then we can be monks.
Monks indeed. Alrighty, well done. So with that, you guys have gained the assistance of Shimada.
I've seen that art before.
Samurai 7.
That's the one.
So, got that. Put him in the folder labeled ally cards, and I'll tell you about those guys some other day. But the first has been gathered. And with that, he says,
Only
"Well,
6 more to go.
yeah, where will we be gathering for this?"
We actually have just arrived in town. We haven't found lodging yet.
He says, "Oh, perfect. Then you must head to the Jasmine Dragon tea house."
That's where we were
Lovely.
headed.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Let us continue.
how fortuitous! What a small world. How little detail. Let's go. All right. So with that, you guys are heading to the Jasmine Dragon, and you guys are like, "Oh no, a map." So as you go to the Jasmine Dragon, you are asking around. They're like, "Oh yes, it's that just up there." As you guys come upon it, you see that there is an old man and a young man that are sitting outside the door to this, and they're facing off against 3 shirtless, so you know they're bad guys. Shirtless thugs that have shaved heads, and they have tattoos of raging fires in a circle on their backs. And the old man standing in front of the tea house, he kind of puts his arm in front of the younger man, and he says, "I've already told you, lot, I have no interest in your racket. You can leave because you're not going to be getting any protection money after me." And one of the dudes with the fiery tattoo on his back, he says, "Well, old man, I think you'll find that when wildfires hit, they don't have any interest in you either. They just happen. So it's always good to have, the fire insurance to, for your own protection." And that's what you guys come upon as you guys arrive at the Jasmine Dragon Tea House.
Seems like a pretty classic shakedown. Should we step in? Or is this how things are done here?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the general thing would be. I feel like we should step in.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I guess.
I just don't want to be the one in front.
Shema says that's
It can wait.
Shema says that's the town's local fire department, but they are connected to the criminal organizations within the city as well.
Criminals?
Yes, they charge protection money from the vendors, and anybody who doesn't pay, they light their business on fire.
That is
Seems like
That's not nice.
that's the opposite of a fire department.
Why would they do that?
Alas, this is who the governor gave the contract to. So.
Well,
Seems like the governor needs a talking to.
do we step in? This is official business for the area, but it seems shady.
Maybe you should ask the owner right there.
Yeah.
We'll step in if you want us to. Otherwise, enjoy being harassed.
Would a knowledge society let us know if it's like how lawful or how encouraged shakedowns are?
Yeah. If you want to do that, you can. Society. Yeah. So they have a contract in the sense that they have access to the city's water supply, and that they are, allowed to provide these services to the society. They are definitely not allowed to threaten and burn down uninsured households. So you can tell this is extrajudicial.
Excuse me, good sirs. If you could look over here, down here. Yes, me right here, speaking quite loudly.
Hello.
Yep, behind everybody else. Sirs, this is not just, it's not honorable, this is not the way of our people.
No, turn around on you and be like, "Who the hell are you?" And one of them will step and shove you. Mind your own business.
Hello there,
Hope you
merchant!
say-
He calls out. Bones calls out. We are selling fire department insurance. If the fire department tries to sell you insurance, you can buy insurance from us, and we'll take care of the fire department for you.
And his eyes brighten up, and he says, "How about I pay you in room and board?"
Sold!
All right, roll for initiative.
Sun takes down his maul and
Yeah.
moves it aloft.
I don't think I have control of my token.
Oh well, let me change that.
Yeah, I need to still get an icon for mine.
I don't see a token.
Oh, it's down near the center of the map.
Down near center. I'm zooming. Haha, I see a token. I see both my tokens. Sweet.
Yeah, I think I have control of one of them.
Why?
Oh wait, no, I have the
Oh.
big blank. That's who I've got.
Yeah, I have control of neither of them.
Oh, there we go.
1 second.
Thank you.
All right, everybody.
move on.
Everybody good?
I can move both of them. I like it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Initiative.
You'll have to see it. Yeah, initiative.
Perception.
Trying to close my character sheets, taking a while to open.
Oh, good. Alrighty, so yeah. At the mention of one of the insurance, the guy was talking to the owner. He's like, big mistake, and he's gonna move forward, and he's going to, he's just gonna try to sock the biggest guy. But first, he's gonna, crack his knuckles, and he's gonna try to intimidate Sun. Okay, does a 21 beat your will DC?
A 21 hits me.
All right, sweet. No, so does it?
What?
It beats your will DC, right?
Oh, my will DC. Sorry. That is plus 5 will, so that would be what, a DC 15. So yes.
Okay, yeah. So you become frightened 1, so your AC is going to be reduced, and so with that, he moves forward, threatens you, and then he's going to try to punch you.
All right.
Plus 6. All right. Probably with frightened, I bet even a 10 still misses. So.
Nope. That would just be AC 16 now.
All right. It's gonna go to Wayne.
All right. So let's see. So for my turn, Skelly is gonna move up in between our two companions, and Skelly is gonna go ahead and punch the fire department dude that's adjacent to him.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. Blocks
I'll
it.
take a 9 hits.
No. All right.
Yeah, and I think that'll be it.
Okay. It's gonna go to Ekio.
remember how this class works, right?
We'll see.
That's right. Yeah, let's just get in the mix. I want to be surrounded by these enemies. That seems not smart, but
But fun.
but fun, right? Let's see.
You can move, attack, and then move.
Well, I'm thinking about where I go to get some sneak attack, which I think is this spot right in the middle of all of them.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. I'm going to do it.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to move through and try to tumble through this square.
Okay. Acrobatics. Okay, that's a success.
Great. Whoop, boop, boop. And along the way, draw out some stabby stabs and take an attack.
Okay, with flat-footed, that's gonna be a hit.
Excellent.
All right, for 13 damage. Very nice.
And then I probably, at this point with my second action, I'm going to draw my dagger. I guess my last action.
Gotcha.
I assume I don't have them both in my hand at this point.
Richard, did you name that ability, or is that an official name for that ability?
Oh, I named that one.
Okay.
All right. Well, since Ekio has so kindly thrown himself into the middle of all this, the one at the bottom's gonna attack you.
Great.
Okay.
That'll do.
1d4 plus 1. Okay, for 2 damage.
I deserve it.
Okay, does a 17 hit your flat-footed?
It does. That's -2, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, for 2 more damage. He's gonna be alright. Okay, oh, okay, well. 2 times 2 is still not that much. Alright, so he lands a crit on his third attack and does 6 damage to you.
6 damage, alright.
Alright, then it's gonna go to Thomas. Maybe you should hire this guy, he's good.
I just
Yeah,
saw.
yeah.
Seriously.
Hire
Sorry.
you.
So I saw him get stabbed 3 times and Sun get attacked but not hit. The 2 guys who attack only cast electric arc.
Okay.
And I accidentally closed my character sheet again. Damn it.
Alright, 17 and a 16 when you do the blame blame.
Yeah, sorry.
All good.
Just disappeared my innate spells. I don't even know how to see them now. So I'll just roll damage here.
Alright.
The save is 16.
16. Okay, so they both make it, so they'll take 2 damage each.
Then I'm going to move. Yep, that should be good.
Alright, good stuff. Goes to the last fireman, who's going to let's have fun. He's gonna try to wait, he's not training that. Alright, he's just gonna punch Rich 3 times.
Cool.
Interesting. Okay, for another 3 damage.
Ooh,
Okay, his second one misses. This guy's not as good. Gets one good kick in, and then Ekio's kind of adapted and dodges the other two. All right, son.
All right. Let's see if I can do this here. Got a little bit of a process. He is going to spell strike the guy in front of him with a produce flame and his maul attack. So, let's see, best way to do that. Make this a little more familiar. Try and set these up as cool moves that he does. But in the meantime, let's see, maul attack. That's where it would start. Head this now. Where did your maul go? There it is. All right. Maul.
Nice. Okay, he
wow.
is, what do you call it? Flat-footed, so that does do crit. That does crit him.
Oh, all right. And that's just the damage from the maul. So then he also takes damage from a produce flame. I will roll spells. Produce flame. Ignore the attack roll on this one. It automatically hits since the other one hit. But he takes 6 more fire damage. That takes 2 of my actions, and then with my third action, I go into Arcane Cascade stance, which makes my future melee attacks will do 1 fire damage. So basically, he lights his hammer on fire and shouts, "Sun Hammer!" Smashes him, blazing him on. Oh, and with the heightened, with a produce flame, critical success. Oh yeah, target takes double damage and.
He's dead, man. He's dead.
He is on fire.
How ironic.
Jeez.
And yeah, so it is. So his hammer lights up with a blaze and then continues to flicker with fire in his arcane cascade, glare menacingly at the remaining 2. So,
All right.
Has that dojo like walked past on a field trip and seen this whole thing?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll get a hero point for Rich for his hilarious shirt. They all just bow their heads.
Oh no, they all start crying again.
Oh, but the sensei's got the broken arm. He stops him. He's like, "No, hold your heads up and learn." And they all stoically stand across the street. All right, it's gonna go to Wayne.
All right. You know what? I don't think I want to do anything different. I think that was good. So Skelly's gonna go ahead and step on forward, and he's gonna go ahead and attack this next fire department member.
Okay, that's a hit.
All right. Wow. Oh, well. Anyway, 10 bludgeoning damage,
Gotcha.
and then I'll do a second attack.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So that'll be 19 damage.
All right, he's out. That's just a quick 1-2 combo. Second one goes down.
Good job, Skelly. Now move on to the next one.
All right, then goes to Ekio.
All right. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna try and tumble through this one.
All right, success.
And pop down to here. And let's go this time for a little stabby stab and a little dagger time. Oh, brutal.
He's back, everybody. All right, both those miss. As he
Let's say 30 damage. Jeez.
That doesn't feel right, but that's for another day.
I think it's the deadly.
Oh, okay. Deadly, yes. What are you using?
That's a rapier.
Okay. That makes sense. All right, sweet. So the last remaining fireman, he's after seeing 2 guys get crit, he's gonna thank his lucky stars that he just made it past Ekio. He's gonna start making it. He's gonna run off, basically. And that's gonna be the end of the fight, unless Thomas wants to shoot this guy in the back.
I was more thinking of commanding him to stop.
Yeah, if you want to.
No, it's fine.
Alrighty, in that case, you guys finish up the young man in front of the tea house. He runs out to the street and he's like, "Yeah, and stay out." And the manager of the property, he comes forward and he's like, "Oh, thank you so much. Those hooligans have been bothering us for weeks. Thank you so much. Who are you? Who are you?"
We're members of the Golden Heron Company. Just stopped by town, checking things out.
Oh well, please come inside. We have to make you tea. We have to give you some some nice dinner. Isn't that right, Lee? Lee nods his head. He's like, "Yeah, of course. Let's get you in here."
That's excellent because we are actively recruiting.
And I can treat Richard your wounds if you want.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Yeah, close it again for some reason. I'm having some trouble with this program this time. I don't know why. Dag.
Birds are different.
I'll just heal you then. Yeah, plus 8.
All right, and so as you guys are welcome inside, you see a nice bustling tea house.
Oh wow!
Very nice.
It burns! It burns! Keep it away! Oh, wait, never mind.
Bustling tea house. It smells great in here. You see some waiters running around providing people. It's raucous, and as they sit you down at the best table in the house, and steamed buns and tea are provided for everybody. And it's like, this is the life. The nephew of the manager, he's got his hands on his hips, and he's like, "Wow, you guys were amazing. The way that guy just exploded when you hit him with the hammer, it was crazy. You guys were way more useful than our woodcutter over there." And coming in from the back, you guys see a kind of a large guy with with like a big bundle of wood in his hand, and he looks like a big scary guy, and he kind of laughs jovially, and he's like, "Hey, once I swing my axe, people die, so best not to get started." And he goes back into the kitchen to provide them some chopped up logs.
That's a wild thing to say.
I mean, when I swing my axe, people die. Yeah, no, it sounded much scarier from that other guy.
Yeah, I think so.
And
False confidence to me.
Well, you could go test him.
I wouldn't. I don't know.
You did pretty good on those other tests.
That's true, but receiving a blow from a fist or a staff is less likely to be lethal than letting someone chop at me with an axe.
Who specifically said he just kills people? That axe.
That is true. He did say he was a murderer.
And so the manager of the place, Mushi, he's like, "Oh yeah, I heard he was quite the vagabond, but he showed up on our doorstep one day, and hungriest man you ever seen, and he had the gall to ask if he could chop wood for us in order for a meal." And Lee the nephew, he crosses his arms and he says, "And he's been mooching on us ever since." And the uncle's like, "Hey, you be kind with, when people are in need of help, it's our duty to provide it."
I like this place.
And he says, "Well, whenever you're done with your dinner and tea, just let us know, and I'll have Lee escort you guys up to your rooms. You guys are welcome to stay here as long as you want. After dealing with those hooligans, I don't think I'll be needing to pay insurance on this place."
Well, that's good. That's good. And I think I'll stay down here actually, and if you don't mind, buy some drinks for everybody. I got this gold that just got thrown at me recently, so here.
Hey! And then the whole tea house erupts in cheers, and they run over to you, and they lift you up over their heads, and like, yeah.
That's right. We are actively recruiting.
And so everybody's like, oh, and they all like pull up their arms and like, oh, I'm the strongest here, and I am, and yeah, I don't know. What do you guys want to do at this point?
To all those people who come up, I say the same thing, which is you have to prove it to that guy. I point over at Sun.
All right, yeah, you wanna do some more tests?
Only if they get anywhere near it, or if they just run away at this point. That's fine too.
Many of them are like, oh no, no way, I'm good. But one man does indeed say, he's like, I'll do it. And it's
Is that Axeman?
It is not Axeman. It is this man. AKA the hero of the babies, Bandit. You guys saw him earlier today with the Nodachi. And he, goes over, turns the chair around the wrong side, backwards, sits down on it. He'll throw his hand up on the table, and he'll look at Sun. He'll be like, "I'll take you on."
Oh wow, sorry.
What do you say, son? I think this guy already failed his application, but
Says, all right then. You buy the booze and we'll drink it.
He laughs. He says, "I have no money."
Well, then you don't seem much good to me. Drink me under the table, I might respect your fortitude, but if you have no money for drink, then I believe you have nothing to offer.
All right, and with that, everybody in the tea house laughs at him. He blushes, and he's like, "Oh!" And he throws the table over and stomps out of the tea house. And, Shimada shakes his head. It's like, that one is trouble.
That was not the way I would have handled that. But that was well done.
But yeah, did someone say they wanted to check out the woodcutting guy?
yeah, I was interested.
Okay. Sure. As you go back, he's in the kitchen. He's feeding logs to their hearth as some of the people cooking back there are doing their thing. And Thomas can come over to him. And as he is, Thomas can make a perception roll. All right, with a DC 15, you're walking up and he's got the basket of chopped wood on the floor. And he's like crouched over, and Thomas kind of walks over, and you look down on it, and you notice, each of the logs is just like split perfectly in half. Their sides are completely smooth, and Thomas can acknowledge that takes skill, and he thinks that this man right here may be a man of merit after all.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, yes.
Good day. We, my friends and I, we are looking for strong, valiant warriors because we're on a mission to help drive out the last of the bandits. and I noticed that you might be somebody who can take care of himself. And it also sounds like maybe you're in need of some food or some work. And so what? I guess what I'm offering is a job.
He he says, "Oh," he kind of perks up and he says, "A job? I haven't been employed ever." He's like, "What's the job?"
Well, we're part of a company, military company, the Golden Horn, and we're about to strike against um, this camp, and we just need some additional assistance. They'll be defending, defending civilians, stopping bandits, the good stuff.
And he thinks about it, and he puts a log in the fire, and he looks at you and he smiles and he says, "There'll be food."
I'm sure, yes, there will be food.
And with that, you guys see coming out from the kitchen is Thomas with the woodcutter, and you guys have gained your second member.
Really hope everybody's okay with me just robbing people.
That was great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
This is Chikai, the woodcutter.
Somebody needs to be focused on, actually completing the mission.
Yeah, I was thinking we just go find that harem and get those 3, but this is way better.
Alrighty. Sorry, go ahead.
I say, welcome, Chikai. Yes, we will make sure you're well fed, and you, I'm sure, will be quite good with your axe.
And he smiles and slings it over his shoulder. He says, "Happy to be here, everybody." And Shimada nods his head and he looks over at Thomas and he says, "This is a fine pick. He will be a light heart in hard times." And with that, Shimada gestures to everybody. He says, "Well, it looks like we seek just one more to complete the number that you have presented us with."
Mm-hmm. Seems like we'll be heading out to the village sometime tomorrow then. If there's anything else you need to gather.
He says, "Not I." Okay, so maybe we rest for the night and we look for our next person when we all wake up tomorrow. Unless everybody has anything else or wants to talk to any of these characters, I say we move on to the next day.
Sounds good to me.
Rest sounds excellent.
So you guys are taken upstairs and you are given community. It's like a community room, so you guys all have kind of like cots on the floor that everybody rests in, and someone's foot is like on top of someone else, and just big stinky man pile. We know how it goes. But
So glad I don't have a nose.
yeah.
Do you have to sleep?
I have to rest.
Okay.
He's like Alphonse from Full Metal Alchemist. Well, I guess he doesn't sleep any. He just like blacks out for.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. And with this, we wake up the next day. They provide you breakfast, and when the Chikai goes to the Mushi and Lee, he's like, "Oh, you guys have given me everything, and I'm only alive because of you, and I really appreciate it. But I'm afraid there comes a time where everybody has to say their goodbye." And as he's saying this, Lee gives him a soft punch in the side. He's like, "What are you talking about? We're happy to finally get rid of you, you freeloader." And all 3 of them hug each other, and they're like, "Oh." And you guys venture out into the city for your one more member.
All right.
We have, seems like a couple more stout warriors. Should we be looking for maybe somebody who works more key or energy or anything like that?
Seems like a good idea. Head to
That seems
one of the
wise.
temples.
Okay, perfect. So if you guys are like, okay, we've got our warriors, so with that, you're going to turn your minds towards kind of a more magical or inspirational type of thing. So as you guys are going through the the city, kind of on the outlook for this, you guys all hear music coming from somewhere around the city. And as you're listening to this music, perception, perform. You guys can make that roll if you want to.
Did you say perform was not?
Yes. Kind of analyze the music.
I see.
Didn't do well at that.
No problem. Okay, with that 20 up there. You guys are... some of these people maybe not so cultured, but Thomas hears the music, and it is mastery. Just as Thomas was able to discern the perfectly cut wood, labeled Chikai as a man of merit, he's also able to discern that this music comes from a person of great virtue and talent. And if you guys want, you can try to seek it out.
Yeah, I'll share that. Do you hear that? That's somebody who has some skill. I haven't heard that since like our masters back in the village.
Is it good? Is it good? I can't really tell.
Yeah, no. You have caught in your ears.
Oh, right. Sorry. Someone was snoring.
It was everybody.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could find our seventh warrior with this player.
All right, perfection. With
Skill in the arts does often accompany skill on the battlefield. Let us examine this musician.
And I've heard that sometimes heroes are better received if people know of them, and sometimes musicians help spread the word.
excellent.
Yes.
So with this, we are going to go after the musician, and as we do that, boop, boop, we are entering into a chase.
Ooh.
So the way this works is that there are going to be 4 stages. That they're going to be skill challenges, and it's going to be you guys kind of rushing through the city trying to find this musician before they disappear. In order to do this, there are going to be 4 stages. The musician starts on the 2nd stage and advances 1 each turn. If you guys ever arrive on the same stage as the musician, you guys have caught up to them and can begin conversing. But with that, the first obstacle comes before us. Let's roll initiative just to have an order to do this in.
I don't have a token to click on.
I'll just put it on there for you.
Okay, cool.
Oh, perception, not initiative. Sorry. Initiative.
All right. So with this, the chase starts. The musician automatically advances to stage 2. Boop, boop. They move forward. With this, the chase begins, and we encounter our first obstacle to find the musician at all. So this is going to be you guys trying to locate the which way the music is coming from. Some suggested skills are perception, perform, or survival. Or if you guys have any abilities that you think would be useful in tracking down this sound, like enhanced hearing or something like that, you can offer it up. So with that, we're going to start with Thomas.
I'm going to use my scholarly recollection as I attempt to perceive.
Okay.
I think that might work. Or maybe not, I don't know.
Yeah, so you can do it twice.
Cool.
Oh.
Awesome.
All right. Okay, Thomas is he's like really over analyzing it, and he's looking around. He's like, okay, the music would be bouncing off here, and kind of just gets lost in the math there for a little bit. It's gonna go over to Sun.
All right, so I have a sense that like we want to go check out this musician, but that he's moving away from us at fast speed, and we're not quite sure where he's coming from. That's sort of like my assessment of the situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so he'll sort of think to himself that he's trying to still assess whether or not this musician is all that great and maybe where they're coming from. So he'll make a performance check to see if he can tell where the sound's coming from and better assess whether or not this guy's worth the time to run.
Okay, perfect. And this wouldn't have helped Thomas out. And it doesn't really help you out, but I have to say it eventually. This guy's music is so good, you guys can like feel it pushing you beyond your normal capabilities. And all rolls for this chase are at a +1, as you find yourselves like really inspired to chase after this guy. So a 20 is a success. You're able to kind of lock in, and we get 1 point towards advancing forward. We need 4 to clear this obstacle, and Sun's done his part. It goes over to Wayne.
Coming from over there.
So what Wang's gonna do is let's see who's next. Ikio. Wang's gonna cast guidance on Ikio.
Okay.
I have no skills that'll help, but I mean I could roll a really poor perception if we want to just have me roll it. But
Might as well.
I mean, that'll give me a +7 then. So I don't know. Up to you.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this if you have like a creative way that Wang would chase after it.
Yeah, Wang's built very social forward, so that's kind of. I guess maybe I could do performance. I could just lean into my charisma.
Okay. All right, that's going to be a success. It puts another point on the board, and we'll let Rich keep that +1. All right, with 2 points, it goes to Rich.
All right. I can use acrobatics for performance, but that feels very odd in this situation. So I'm going to stick with perception. So this +1. Oh, a sad 12. A sad 13.
All right, a 13 reaches the bare minimum.
Oh, man.
Yes.
All right, so you guys are at 3 points. So with that, we go to the next round. The musician advances forward, and we continue trying to look for this guy. So it goes back to Thomas.
Yeah, I'll do another perception.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? 0 point. Easy 0 point.
Yeah, let's go.
There we go. Jesus.
Okay, with the critical success, Thomas is like, all the math finally paid off. He's like, got it. He advances you guys to the second stage, and he gets another point towards this. So you guys already have 1 point towards it. You guys are back in the game. I thought for sure you just lost. So this one is Winding Alleyways. Now that you know the direction he's coming from, you have to find a way through this crowded city to get to him. This is going to be a perception check to find a path, or a society to recall maybe a map that you've seen of the city to find a street or shortcut to help you through here.
Oh.
Um,
And it's going to start with Sun.
I'll make a society roll, see if I can remember a good path.
Okay.
I am unfamiliar with this neighborhood. Is it where we should go?
He's like barge out, and then you're like in the middle of a soccer game. All of a sudden, you're like, oh. All right. Over to Wayne.
There's a lot of people in our way. I would like to use intimidation to get people out of our way.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, between Skelly and King Bones, they get loud. They clank their bones against each other, and try to not so much scare people, but make them know that they are in my way.
Alrighty, that's gonna be a success. It's be like, ah! And suddenly, like, scuttle away from the skeletons as Skelly's rushing through. All right, over to Ekio.
Let's see. Could I just do something a little different? Could I glance around this and use my thievery skill to figure out like what would be the best way to get out of these alleys as quickly as possible?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Cool. Let me this +1.
All right, that's gonna be a crit, which takes you gives you 2 additional points. So we had 1 from Thomas, 1 from King's Bones, 1 from Richard. Okay, with that, you guys complete this task, and you manage to catch up to the musician. You see that he is he's currently like plucking away at a guzheng. It's kind of like an instrument that you sit down at, and it's a stringed instrument. But he's walking with it. It's like floating with him above the thing, and he is surrounded by tweens as far as the eye can see, and he's kind of like wading through an ocean of tweens that they're all just like, ah! And he's plucking away, and he's nodding towards them, and you guys finally get to him and are able to make contact with him now, as the chase has been successful. That was like the perfect time for a crit.
Oh, good.
That's excellent. Hello. Or I don't know how. Wow.
And
Sorry. I don't want to interrupt this point. I'm all of a sudden realizing.
I see.
I have no such qualms. Hello there.
I'll start a performance over here to kind of draw the tweens away.
Well, as he sees this interesting group of people just like start barging through, he Wang, like, hey, what's up? He'll see you guys, and he'll kind of hold up his hand, and he says, well, I can tell a lot of you have something to tell me, but he's like, please do it in the form of a duet. And he'll take out a scroll, and he like unfurls the scroll, and you see that like drawn onto the scroll are just every instrument you guys have ever seen. And he was like, please choose your weapon.
King Bones looks around awkwardly.
Is this something that would be like covered with perform skill? Like if we have perform, we could assume we could be a player of musical instruments somewhat.
Yeah, it's gonna be a performance with him.
Okay.
Thank you.
In which case, Sun Heaven is overconfident about his perform skills. He will point at some manner of flute or wind instrument if one is on.
Okay. And he'll
Will acrobatics not work for this?
Yeah, I don't know if that's on the list.
If you now you'd have to be level 2 to be an acrobat to be able to do it. Unless you have the I think it's a skill feat where you can do acrobatics.
Oh, I do have that feat. Yep. I'm an acrobatic performer, but if it's a long list of instruments, I don't I don't sense that one of them is like
Maybe you're
acrobatics.
playing the spoons or something. That's acrobatic.
Ooh,
Finger bells.
Yeah.
all dance. Yeah.
Yeah. If you've got the skill feat to do acrobatics as a performance check, you can join in as well.
Okay, I will.
Doing the hand.
Let's do this.
Alrighty. So it's gonna be a performance check for those that are participating. He
Alright.
runs his hand over the scroll, and suddenly like a flute just like poof pops out of it, and he'll hand it to you.
All right. Son will give it a whirl. Do okay.
And I will be your hype bird. Being okay.
Yeah, 0 points.
Alrighty. Yeah, you can roll a hero point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I will. Come on, be better.
Slightly.
Wish granted.
Okay, perfect. Importantly, that saved you from a critical failure, so that's all that matters.
Oh, good.
All right, so you guys are doing this performance, kind of like doing it as a duet with him. And this musician, he's so skilled in his art, he can tell by the music that you guys are playing, kind of like what you want. And it's like a 5-minute song that you guys are doing back and forth, and he's discerning your souls as this duet's going on and your intentions. Let's see. The DC was 20 in order to match his skills or surpass it. Unfortunately, nobody. So you guys weren't good enough for him to be like, oh, I see what these guys are up to. Instead, you guys failed, but not enough to offend him. And so he's like, well, whatever these guys want, they're very earnest about it. And so after the performance comes to an end, he says, well, I'm not quite sure what you guys are trying to say, but I can tell it's important. I can tell it's important to you, so please, what you got?
Okay, I'm going to take a break. You get this.
Well, we are members of the Golden Heron Company. Or, sorry, am I stepping on your toes there, son?
No, I do not always need to be the one who speaks.
Oh, no, that's okay.
If you would like me to, I can go ahead.
Yeah, how about you give it a shot?
We are with the Golden Herons Company. We seek capable people to assist us in the defense of a nearby village. We expect that our other forces shall be routing the nearby Bandit Queen to them, and we will have to finish her off. We have gathered 6. We are looking to add a 7th before we head out today. Your music has inspired us. It has shown that you have great and incredible skill and might be worthy of aiding in this noble quest.
He goes, he takes the flute from you and trills on it for a second. And he says, well, that sounds like a... He says, I heard no mention of pay in that. Am I to assume I'm doing this on my own honor?
That's my understanding, right? That we're not offering pay for this mission?
That's great. Yep. You're doing this solely because it's the right thing to do.
So, Son grimaces a little bit. Says, yes, this will be for the glorious honor of defeating enemies of our fair land and improving the lives of its citizens.
And he goes, excellent. Then I accept.
Oh,
And
I didn't see that coming.
from that, you get a sense he has very nice clothing. He's like in silk, and his hair is very long and like well oiled and everything like that. And you guys can tell that he's kind of a throwback to the like very artsy Tianjin. He's obviously not from the city. That's like very transactional. So he's like one of the few people in the city that actually like adheres to Adds tears to like, oh, well, it's the honorable thing to do, of course. He says, however, there's a sticking point. And he takes a look at his wrist as if he had a wristwatch. He says, I'm afraid I have an appointment with the governor's at the governor's palace tonight, and so I will not be able to leave until tomorrow morning. I apologize, but a man must honor his commitments before all others.
Do we have a time limit?
You have a few days to play with, so it's
great.
not urgent.
I mean, that's fine. We're just going to be at the tea house then. You're getting to know our new companion, so join us when you can.
And he smiles and he says, "You meet friends in the strangest of places." He says, "I'm glad you followed me today."
We'll see you when you're ready.
And he'll give a nod. And
Did he say his name?
he says, "Oh, by the way," I was like literally about to. He's like, "By the way," he smiles charmingly. Says, "My name's Sato."
Pleased to meet you, Sato. I am Sun Heaven's Hammer.
And he gives you a nod, and he starts trilling on the flute again, and just starts wandering back down the street. Well done.
Well, suppose that makes 7. Back to the tea house for feasting and celebration for the day.
Right?
Yes, please.
Yes,
Quite
I
right.
love a good feast. Feasts are the best.
I will be happy.
So with that, you guys are like, all right, back to the tea house, feeling successful. And as you guys do, you begin crossing over a bridge. Like a crowded bridge, there are like boats going under it, and crowds are moving through. And as you guys do, Skelly, someone tries to put their hands on you.
Who would dare?
Oh, wow. Does a 24 hit your fortitude AC?
Me?
For not Skelly,
Wang?
Wang, yes.
Wait.
24. Oh, barely. No, it hits.
All right, perfect.
That hits whatever it wants on me all night long.
So as this happens, just like the crowd kind of cries out and like ah, as some figures suddenly push their way through and kind of surround you. Where's Skelly? Right there. Oh, get you guys on the map.
That's why we should never cross bridges.
Oh wait, sorry. Other direction. Oh shit. Perfect. Okay, so the scene is that oh sorry, there's one more guy.
Oh no.
I actually gave these guys all their own tokens. There we go. So you guys are crossing over the bridge. He's like, all right, we've won. Suddenly someone bursts through the crowd, grabs a hold of Skelly, and
Ah!
they're like, oh, this is the one the prince wanted. And you see the crowd like, runs off the bridge, and you see that there are three other guards, and kind of someone that looks like the person that's leading them. Back here, this is like the boss of them. And then you guys also see further back, kind of leaning against a tree with his arms crossed, is the fellow from earlier that Thomas is kind of acknowledged that he was bad news, but he's not engaged in this. He's kind of just like watching it go down.
Was that guy with the harem the prince? That's what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Hmm.
And so with that, we're gonna roll initiative.
For terminology for this, does prince to us mean just son of the governor of this like city, or is this like son of the ruler of our country?
Gotcha. Yeah, it's the son of the governor.
Gotcha.
His name is Prince Perfect. So
Oh wow.
So he's not actually
Well,
the
alright.
prince, but yeah.
I have to click my piece. Do you want me to re-roll, or is it fine?
I'll let you keep the 26. I'm merciful in that way. All right, let's see here.
Is that badass from earlier amongst with these people? Is that what I'm saying?
Yes, but he's not rolling for initiative. He's
Just watching.
just watching. All right, and then their boss. With a +8. And here we go. Well, unfortunately, it's because the guy's kind
Wow.
of blocked off by things. So I guess he's gonna run up here and try to do a tumble through on Skelly. All right, but unfortunately, he's not really able to manage it. He kind of just like bumps into Skelly, gets thrown back, and he's like, "Damn!" And he's gonna just take out his impotent rage on our bird friend. As he's going to attack you with a club.
Okay.
He's gonna take a -2 to this because he's doing it non-lethally.
Oh, well, that's kind.
Yeah, nice guy. Does 15 hit? That's with the -2 included.
Am I flat-footed?
No.
That's only a -2. It doesn't matter. That misses.
Sweet. All right, Thomas.
The guy who's holding Skelly, I'm gonna command him to sit.
All right.
Oh no, it's not holding Skelly. It's holding the main man.
Oh, holding King Bones. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. This is gonna be perfect. All right.
So
Philly.
yeah, just his first action, he'll spend sitting down,
Okay. Sounds good.
and then I'll cast shield.
1/1/1. Okay, perfect. Well, spends his first action sitting down. He'll look very confused, be like, "What the heck?" And he'll stand back up, and then he will look up the rules for dragging. I believe he moves at half speed, so he's gonna use his action, dragon. You.
He doesn't have to get a new grab.
Oh, that's right. Well, that changes things. Well, good point. Let's see. that's with a +7. Okay. Great.
Seems like a grab.
At least he can't walk.
Yeah. I think I'm on the map where I moved it. That looks right. Sorry. Oh, no, the map's on the token there. There we go. Okay, yeah, so he sits down, stands up, and then has to reaffirm his grip on the Wang. Okay, this guy that's next to our bird friend is going to attack our bird friend.
Yeah,
At a -2.
Yeah.
All right. And again. And again.
They attacked 4 times? What?
I attacked 2 times. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's 7 with the athletics.
The 25. Okay, gotcha.
All right, Ekio, goes to you.
Okay, so did they?
Blows.
Heck, I'm very trapped right here. I really do want to tumble through and get to the other side of this one guy. I think it'd be very funny. But that guy will just kill me. Does the through part of tumble through? Is that specific? Can I like bounce into and back up?
Let's see here. I think what you're asking is valid. You stride, your speed, during the moment, you can try and move through the space of one enemy. As soon as you enter its space, you can tumble through using climb for another. So yeah, you can bounce in and out.
Okay, cool. And I am going to do that. Go with some acrobatics here. It's a 17 against their reflex.
That meets.
All right. So, what do you think? This one up here on your skeleton? Yeah, that sounds good to me. So this one to the north of me is first going to get a stabby stab.
All right, that hits.
And I drew my dagger when I moved, or drew my sword when I moved, so I will draw my dagger after that. Be ready for next round. That's it.
All right, you stab him. You kind of doesn't really appreciate it, so he's gonna spin around and kind of smack you with his club
I mean, that's reasonable.
for 23.
That'll hit.
Chris, I don't see myself on the initiative, but I rolled a 12.
Oh, okay. Let me control. You gotta click your token, you know. We live in a society. Good. Okay.
I see.
Does 1 damage
For
to
future
you.
initiative, I need to. Sorry, for future initiative, I have to click my token, then roll initiative, and that's what we'll do.
Yes, yeah. That'll automatically upload it.
Gotcha.
I forgot that you're fresh to roll 20. All right, Ekio just tanking, no problem.
Yeah, no big deal. I mean, that first hit.
All right, goes to Sun.
All right. So the one that's behind us is the one that's holding on to King Bones,
Yeah.
and then there's those 2 in front of us. I was trying to drag him away. Some will say that is.
Yeah, which token's Skelly and which token's King Bones?
Perfect. Skelly is the one holding a torch.
Okay.
King Bones is the one holding more skeletons.
So we go 5, 10, 15, 20. He'll move to there, and shout, "What is wrong with this city?" Angrily hit that guy with a maul. He'll do a spell strike against that guy.
All right. capitalism is the... That hits.
I was going to ask if they're doing lethal damage, but I think I have my answer.
Yeah, he's doing lethal damage. He's trying to kill that. I don't give a crap about these guys. Which means I also do, let's see, spells. So 20 hits, I do 10 damage from that, and then the spell. Where's my spell? Use flame. Does another 6 fire damage.
Okay. Good stuff. It'll go to Wang.
All right. This may or may not work, but it brings me great joy. So, Wang, in the grips of this guard, he starts laughing and he spins his head around. He says, "You got the wrong skeleton!" And then he just stops moving completely and goes completely limp and plays dead.
Okay.
And then Skelly will, with my last action, will punch the guard that's next to him.
Okay.
Whether to play dead works or not, that's the action he's taking. He is playing dead, so
Gotcha.
whether defeat works or not.
Okay. That one's going to miss. And it's going to go to the thug here. He's going to say, excellent. All the way through. He's going to try to tumble through Ekio. Does an 18 beat Ekio's reflex DC?
I've got a 9, so that means 19.
Oh, okay. Then he tries to, but Ekio's just like, no. Stands in the way.
You stay there.
In that case, he's going to smack you, Ekio. He saw you try to kill somebody, so he's gonna go ahead. He's like, "Oh, this is bad." They're defending themselves, but
Oh no!
alas, and he'll try one more time. Dude, Ekio's unbeatable.
This is the weirdest experience I've ever had in Pathfinder 2.
The rogue, you finally found it. This is the one.
I did it.
Alrighty. This guy's gonna try and make a perception roll to see if he can discern what's going on here. I killed him. I assume Skelly's trained in deception.
Skelly?
Not Skelly.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right. So he's like, "Oh!" He drops the skeleton. He's like, "Is that one over there?" So he's going to drop. He's going to move. He's going to try to grab this other skeleton. Does a 14 beat Skelly's fortitude?
So that would be, so my fortitude is 8 base,
Okay.
so plus 10 to that would be 18, yeah?
All right, you're good. Goes over to Thomas.
Skelly has more
How
fortitude.
you doing, Ekio?
I'm not doing terribly. I mean, I'm hurt, but I'm still got over 50%.
Yeah, but they might start hitting you.
That is possible. So I think we should drop them as quickly as possible.
Okay. In that case, I will electric arc the 2 lesser guys on Ekio.
Okay.
What?
All right. First one takes no damage. The second one's gonna take
wow.
3 damage. Alrighty. Anything else?
Yeah, I don't really have much else I can do, so I'll just cast shield.
Okay. That one that got zapped is gonna turn red and he's gonna try to roll through IQ. Sure, it's untrained, but it is fun. Alright. And then he's just gonna attack him instead.
No, no, no.
He's just blocking.
Okay, but a 26 will hit.
Alright. Okay, for 7 damage.
Whew.
And he'll try again. And fail.
Regrets getting healing now.
Alright.
Well, I was trying to say, but
Goes to IQ.
Oh, sure, sure. I want to take this one down to the north still, sir. Down in the north. So I'm going to do it again. Some acrobatics.
Okay.
Oh,
So as you do tumble through, the boss, the big guy there, he's gonna do attack of opportunity.
oh wow. Unexpected.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. for 12.
Ekio pulls a sake bottle away, goes, not the sake, and then falls to the ground.
Alright. Go to dying 2. That's got taken down by a crit.
Yeah, wow.
Okay.
how about now?
The guy in front of Skelly's just gonna try to grab him. 18 meets, is that what you said?
18 meets.
Okay. And it's really got nowhere to drag him to. I guess for he'll spend his 2 actions trying to drag it this way. So it'll end up right here. And it goes to Sun.
Let's see. Ikio's down. Not trained in medicine though. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. And he'll let's see. So he's got he'll actually go there, I think, and he will do he will use his thunderous strike, focus spell,
Okay.
which so this one. So I'm going to melee strike again with my two-handed weapon. Each creature in a 15-foot cone must attempt a basic fortitude save against my spell DC, or take 2 sonic damage. And on a critical failure, the creature is knocked. I assume that the melee strike still happens against. This is the target of my melee strike must be within the cone, or if it fails. I'm not clear if I have to actually be in melee with them, or if they just have to be one of the people within 15 feet.
Yeah, so I believe your cone starts from that person.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm hitting them so hard it puts like wind behind the. So
yeah.
Then I will hit the guy in front of me, the yellow headband. Try and hit him and knock him and the person dragging Skelly prone. Say, let him go. So they have to make fortitude saves against DC of. Let's see, my spell DC is 15. And I will make an attack roll for the maul attack.
That's gonna miss.
Alright.
So while I'm doing these guys, Skelly, if you'd roll your fortitude as well.
Was I targeted?
Is it target? I think it's
Yeah,
everybody.
you're in there as well. You're fine.
Flex.
Oh. Okay, what's your DC?
15.
Okay, so he takes half. The guard +7.
It just does. It just does 2 sonic damage to everyone for the fortitude save. They save it. They just make.
Okay, that guy fails. So the guard that has him is knocked prone.
Right. And then with that, with his third action, so he slammed his hammer, missed the guy, but hit the ground hard enough that sent out this burst of wind, and then he kind of like brings his hammer back up and holds it by the near the top of the where the hammer is, and like strikes the pommel of it to the ground and puts up like a little bit of wall of force in front of himself and takes a defensive stance, cast shield.
Okay.
And that'll be my 3 action. Move, escape, thunder strike, and then shield.
Alrighty. Miyaguchi crits your thing, so he takes no damage.
Okay.
And he's gonna go ahead and roll for initiative.
Huh.
Alrighty. After that, it goes to Wang.
All right. What part of Skelly is grabbed? What is he? How's he being dragged?
Like guys, well, no part now because he fell prone.
Oh, okay. Well then, in that case, let's see here. So, the prone guy, I guess I could just punch him. Yeah, I want to punch the yellow bandana guy is a bad guy, right?
Yep.
All right, and I'm flanking, so I'm gonna, Skelly is just going to punch him.
Yes, indeed.
Actually, Skelly is gonna, no, Skelly's gonna punch this guy right here, the one below yellow.
Gotcha. Okay, that hits.
All right, he takes 7 bludgeoning, and it's a push attack, so he gets pushed 5 feet.
Wow! Into the river.
And then Skelly steps over there, lining up his next punch. And I'm done.
Alrighty. Miyaguchi will look at his character sheet. Excellent. So he'll, as the force wave goes off, he kind of ninja style just like jumps over it real quick as the ground shakes. And he sighs and says, "Discourteous." He's gonna draw his swords. And,
Whoa.
then he'll end his turn. He's gonna go over to this guy in the yellow, who's gonna turn around and try to get Skelly over there. Okay.
That'll hit.
He's gonna drag him over in this direction. He's like, "Miyaguchi, I got him! Come on, let's go!" He's dragging that away. Okay, this guy's like, I look in bad shape, and so he's gonna jump onto the jump onto the railing here and jump into the water. All right, goes to Thomas.
I'm gonna help our friend. Somebody else help our other friend. I'm gonna heal him down here. There you go, Richard. 9 hit points.
All right, Ekio wakes up and goes
gosh.
goes to wounded one. And it's Ekio's turn.
Did we get them all? Are they all down?
Oh no, we're still fighting.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna grab my sword and stand up. And I look and I see the scariest person we've seen in this whole city so far looking at us.
Yes.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Boy, I'm so ill-equipped for this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna squawk and throw a dagger.
Nice. All right, make that
throw
ranged
that.
attack.
Oh, actually, what is that ranged attack?
Please crit. I beg of you. Oh! All right, very nice. You do 14 damage to him. He's like, oh!
Who did you just crit on?
the
Yeah.
scary.
Oh, the badass?
When we're trying to not hit.
Right.
Someone else.
Way,
hit
way
it
to draw
first.
the attention of the badass nearly dead person.
No,
Um,
You did first.
He was in your cone.
To me, sure. I'm just saying.
I got this.
Anything
I
else?
can do it. That's all I can do.
You just wipe some blood off your beak and you're like, ah!
Yeah, yeah. Complete panic throw.
All right, this guy, he's gonna get up. Ugh, let's get out of here, Miyaguchi. We got him. And he's gonna go to back this guy up. Goes to Sun.
All right. He'll just yell, bastards! 5, 10, 15, 20. And he will do a spell strike against this guy.
Wait, show your work. Or is it?
Oh. I don't know how to make that foot thing come up, but I was just counting squares.
I got you. There's under the magnifying glass. There's a like ruler, and just like drag that through the squares you're going through.
Okay. Let's see. I think I was here. So 5. So 10.
All right, very well. As you were.
Okay. So he'll do a spell strike. He's going to use his he'll cast hydraulic push with this one. He'll use his first level spell. So he says
Okay. As you
got water hammer as he tries to do this.
so as you're casting it, this guy's gonna do his attack of opportunity.
He gets his active opportunity. My spell strike.
Oh, spell strike. I thought you said you're casting it. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
No. He's using his first level spell as a part of his spell strike.
I was like, that's crazy. All right, go ahead.
Otherwise, I would do it from range. So it matters of whether or not this maul hits counts for the spell hit too. So looks like probably not.
Yep. He blocks it with his own maul.
Bunch of water splashes him in the face to little effect, or splashes near him to little effect.
He just blinks. Bing, bing, bing. Alrighty. Wang.
Inside his head, he is cackling madly as his eidolon's being taken away, and he's just counting defeat, waiting for him to get to 101 before he disappears.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, let's see. So I'm still grabbed, But how am I grabbed? Like, what options do I have?
I
Can
get
I
it. He's
attack
got-
from grab?
Yeah, you can attack from grab. He's got you by like your upper arm.
Okay, great. Then I'm gonna punch him in his face,
All right.
and so that'll be 25 to hit for 10 damage.
Okay.
And I don't know. Does push break a grab?
I think we'll make opposed athletic checks and we'll see what happens. It does.
Then I push him 5 feet closer to the water.
All right. He he stumbles back, like cracks the wood on that that railing there.
And then Skelly is gonna go ahead and move around and behind this guy. I could even move into a flank for our companions.
Very nice.
Good.
Miyaguchi, he looks down at the dagger in his side. He takes it out. He looks up at Aikyo. He like gives a smirk. He's like, not bad. He's gonna sheath his blades. He's gonna walk off.
Whoa!
So he just casually walks away from all this.
Wow.
So for him, if you crit him or manage to like knock him down, like knock him prone or something like that, you earn his respect and he lets you live. So there you go.
Okay. I'm gonna lay down now.
All right, so this thug, he bounces off the railings. He kind of throws himself back up. He's gonna try to attack. So. I'll do it again.
IC 17.
All right. Let's see. This dude in the water, he's just swimming out here.
Whee!
He's like, we did it. All right, Tomas.
That guy's attacking sun, so I'm gonna zap a magic missile.
All right, you can shoot.
Got I guess the main guy who's fighting sun.
Okay, takes 10 damage. What do your magic missiles look like?
It looks like they're firing out my eyes. Beyond that,
Cool. All right,
Wow.
I'll get an IQ.
Oh, all right. I'm rethinking laying down. Yep. Just do this. I'm going to start rushing forward, and I'm going to try and tumble through. Going to try and get to here.
Okay. Impress me.
Acrobatics.
All right, success.
Whoop. Go with a little stabby stab.
All right, he's out.
All right. And I'll throw a dagger at this last thug.
Another crit if you would.
No, well, it's
Thank
close.
you.
well, it is.
Appreciate that. But does it hit sun? I think it does. Go ahead and roll a d20. If it's below 10, it'll hit sun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right. There we go.
There's that 20 you wanted to roll again.
Well, hold on. I didn't actually roll a d20.
Oh, you rolled a 20. All right. No problem. It splashes in the water. That guy's gone, so it goes over to Sun.
Yeah, he takes a rooted stance and gathers his key, as in uses an action to regain his spell strike, and then tries to hit this guy with another spell strike. This time using his produce flame.
Okay.
Sun's hammer. Oh, it misses.
No good.
Hey, 15. Is that hit or miss?
A 19?
15 is what it looks like.
15 misses.
Oh. And that's all my actions. Gather the spell strike back and then do a spell strike.
Alrighty. Over to Wayne.
Yeah, the Wang Actual stands up, cackling, laughing, slapping the rail post, generally guffawing and having a great time. Meanwhile, Skelly will tromp forward through his companions here and there. Doesn't want to get his feet dirty, so he's not going to step on a corpse. Come up by his other friends, and then he's going to attack the yellow. Actually, you know what? He's going to take one more step because he has 5 more feet. He's going to line up his punch. We'll see. No, that one did not work.
Alrighty, at this point, this guy surveys the battlefield and he's like, yep. He's going to turn tail and run out of there.
Bye! King Skeleton's cackling, waving, yelling at him, bye!
And there we go. With that, you guys survived the ambush with Wang intact.
Wow, nice.
Get 10 more hit points, Richard.
Oh, hey. Whew. Everything just stopped spinning. Back to full.
Anybody else hurt?
No.
I mean, in a sense, I'm hurt. I just lost 2 daggers.
I remain untouched. Thank you.
Nothing in the city can touch him.
Apparently not. I'm a very lucky go of things.
Well, Firu?
When we get back after our mission, we should have words with this governor. His son is a disgrace.
And his people are idiots.
That was
Did
pretty
you
fun.
you see that one guy? I threw a dagger and I stabbed him like really good, and he just like looked at me and then walked off.
You must have scared him good. I didn't see that. I was
Yeah.
going dead.
No, I don't think I saw fear in his eyes.
No, he might be an issue later.
He didn't like lick the blood or anything, but I don't. Yeah, I don't. He didn't seem very intimidated.
That's what we call a baller move.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
He was very skilled and seemed to be a man of honor, and yet stood by as minions of the prince tried to kidnap an innocent skeleton.
Yeah, say that again.
Which
Which
one are you again?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So with that, we've reached hour 3. There's kind of one event left in this chapter of it. So if you guys want, we can do that next time, or we can go a little bit longer and finish it up. Whatever you guys want to do.
I think for me, like my vote, I will stay if everyone else wants to stay, but my vote is next time.
That would be my vote as well. I have a thing I have to get to, not too far.
Okay then.
All right.
I'd be
sounds
down
good.
with wine, but I understand.
In that case, we're gonna stop here. But just feedback so far. What do you guys think? What's our
I'm
thought
excited.
process right now?
I'm having a great time.
Stabbing folks,
Yeah.
making friends.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the going around gathering heroes, right? And
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a part of me that wants to gather seven other heroes, right? Like, because that's been kind of fun, like going around and trying to figure out ways to test them. And then, the chase scene with the musician, that was fantastic. I loved the Sifu and his crappy students. It was great. Yeah, like
No.
I like the kind of the story and the personalities we're seeing. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was,
Having a good time.
I was gonna say compared to the Mongambia, because that one like we're students, so it felt reactionary. Like I don't
Yes.
know, like I'm waiting for the administrators to tell me what to do. And this one, it feels like we have a lot more sense of purpose.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I'm excited about the next thing too. I know we're going to go to this village and stop a bandit queen. I'm happy.
Yeah, it's gonna be
For
fun.
some constructive feedback, I thought it was super fun, and the whole gathering of characters and the personality of everything was really great. The encounter with the guy who was like going to murder a baby was a little
Yeah, as I was doing it, I was like, whenever I do a
That was
game, I'm
both-
always like, violence against children is my like red
Yeah,
flag.
that was both suddenly brutal, and
Yeah.
then I don't know if it was meant to be, but like my guys was stunned into silence a little bit there because it's like you wanted to get some bread, and instead you broke into someone's house, and instead of stealing their food, you stole their baby to demand. Like just yeah, so like a little slight reworking of that might be good, and then I really liked the chase with the musician, but the transition felt abrupt. We were like, oh, you hear some beautiful music, you're in a chase scene, and I was like, what? Okay. So just I don't know, a little slightly maybe a working of that to like sort of figure out like how and why we're suddenly in the chase scene. I mean, I get that we were trying to run him down, but it felt a little abrupt there. But it was super fun to do it. So
Yeah, yeah. In the moment when you're like, we're chasing him down, I was like, yeah, I need to make it more clear that he's like moving away from you guys.
Chases are tough.
And,
They're tough.
and I think even just a wording chase may not be the right wording for that. Just finding, right, and it's still the same skill challenge. Everything
Yeah.
is exactly the same. You're trying to find the source,
Yeah,
and that's through skill challenge. And and that's a good thing that we did a lot in fourth ed.
Yeah.
Just skill challenges, and they're fun. They're great, and they create really cool scenes. So I think it's in the right
Yeah.
place. I think just calling it a chase may have been.
yeah,
Well, in Pathfinder, it's a chase.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh, it is.
what that framework is called.
Oh, well, that's dumb. Don't call it a chase. Call it something else. Don't be dumb.
I mean, I think you could call it something different and say we're using the chase mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
absolutely.
accomplish this like tracking him down. But yeah, like I said, it was super fun. It's just a little bit of like it took me a little moment to get into like what we were doing. I actually think one of the transitions there could be like because you had one of our party like make a roll was like, oh, this is really good music. We should go talk to this guy. And then all of a sudden it was a chase. I think if it was presented more as like we all hear this like just amazingly beautiful music and we're like super like we all just get it. And then you're like, do you want to pursue him? And they're like, oh, the music's stealing away. You're gonna have to try and find him. Like, just to like get us a little more into it, and then we understand. Oh, okay, we're running after music we all know is amazing.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's all very good feedback. Yeah, I don't know if you guys could hear me, but like in the moment, I was like, "What the fuck happened? Why is there a baby?" Like, in the-
Yeah, I know that is the thing Paizo doesn't like in their stuff. So
Yeah.
they're yeah.
And it just also felt like violence against children. One thing, yes, but also felt like just a really strange and brutal approach to. I would like some food. Like, how you gonna get that sympathy?
Yeah, but I think it was a good scene to introduce that one kind of buffoon-esque character who
Uh-huh.
you're gonna end up
Oh, yeah.
to
Oh
run
yeah,
into
and then the
later.
guy we in the general
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the general too, right? Yeah, we met two really interesting characters in that scene.
Yeah.
So
I like
that
the
scene
concept
is
of the
like
scene a lot.
90% there, and I love it.
Yeah,
yeah, just
you could
to
maybe
defend myself.
Maybe stick in something. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's like just to defend myself. That is just like straight up a scene from Seven Samurai, where
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
he like shaves his head and gives the bandit like the rice, and then he kills him as he takes it.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely throughout this I've seen some references that I've like recognized like in the very back of my head, and I'm just trying to put them together. And I think that was definitely one of them. I was like, where did I see that before?
Yeah, but yeah, and now that I've run through it, I'm like, nah, I don't like. So that's why we're doing this. So thanks very much.
Welcome. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, very
Yeah,
cool.
I definitely had a lot more fun doing this with you guys. I haven't run my own adventure in like a few months. I was like really nervous because I've been doing like pre-made adventures for other groups too, and I was like, oh. Then if they didn't like it, I could just blame it on it being a book. But now I'm putting my own ideas out there.
I think Rich and I think a few others of us have been part of playtests and part of like people who are writing adventures and growing adventures, and so you're not gonna fall flat on your face with us.
Yeah.
We're gonna be excited and enjoy it, and honestly, like if next week comes and you're like, you know what, I want to run that scene again. Let's run that scene again, and then we'll jump back into the story, that type of stuff. If you want to flesh things out a little bit.
Oh,
Totally
yeah,
down for that.
that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah,
if there's
I mean,
any
yeah, you
scenes
gotta-
that we've done, and you're like, hey, let's run that again, but let's try something a little different. Sure, great.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, thank you.
And yeah, I mean, to add to what Justin said, like I know Julian, Rich, and I all run our own homebrew campaigns.
Yeah,
So yeah,
really familiar with that.
We're with you.
Well, sweet. Next week or next month, we'll finish up the last part of this adventure. So you guys will be level 2 next time. So
Very cool.
think about what you want, and we'll
April.
probably start in on the second chapter as well.
All right.
Cool.
All right, thanks for playing, and see you guys next month.
All right. See ya.
good one.
See you then.
Have a good end of March.
You too.